I'm going to show you how to make this island castle, and we're going to do it block by block, including its trading population, its fully functional interiors, potentially making this your perfect island base. I've built this tutorial in my Avomance creative world, which means that you can either just follow the tutorial block by block, or you can download the world for yourself, and I'll tell you how you can do that a little bit later on, which means you get all of this as well. These are the items that you're going to want to build the structure as I have built it. Remember, you can change this up as much as you want. You use the palette that you like. The things that are there are coloured are there because of their colours, and you can put as many workstations as you want on this island because I'm using it as a trading centre as well. Let's crack on with it. The first thing you've got to do is search your world for the perfect spot for your island castle, and I found this tiny little grassy island just off the coast to build on. And those observant viewers amongst you will have noticed this is a little bit small. Now don't worry, this is a tutorial and I am going to show you how to build up this sea castle pretty much block by block, but I did need to terraform first. What I need is an island that's vaguely square and about 30 blocks across, as this is about the footprint for what I have in mind for this build. So I used the plugin WorldEdit to create what I didn't have. I made a 4-block diameter sand brush masked for air and made the approximate shape I was looking for. I then used a cylinder brush to remove the obvious sphere shapes from the island, and then a smoothing brush to make it more natural before changing the sand blocks into stone to give me a platform to work with. Just to make it easier on myself, I smoothed it out manually with more stone. I'll make this a lot more natural looking once I have the castle in place. So now I've got the platform, I've got to work out which is the front. And it kind of makes sense to me to have the front facing out towards the land, which would make it this bit right here. So I'm going to lay out my template in wall just so I can see what I'm working with. And this is the template that we're going to be working with. The black circle is 11 blocks in diameter. The white circles are 10 blocks in diameter. That pink rectangle is 9 by 11 blocks. The orange square is 7 by 7. The grey square is 5 by 5. The light blue rectangle is 8 blocks by 5 blocks. Those walls are all 5 blocks long, except for the one on the right, which is 7 blocks. And that yellow inner wall there is 3 blocks by 9 blocks. Let's get on with building it. And now I know how big my template is, I can actually use an airbrush masked for stone just to get rid of some of this excess stone here, because I'm not going to need it. That's a much more interesting shape. Obviously, you can choose somewhere to build this that you don't have to do the terraforming, so you don't have to worry about that bit. Although, if you are interested in the WorldEdit commands, I've got an entire series on WorldEdit. I've linked it down in the description. Feel free to go and have a look. Tells you all about masks, brushes, and all kinds of other really cool stuff. The first thing we need to do is build the walls downwards so they hit the floor. I'm going to use stone bricks for the build, but I am going to texture it up at the end. I'm just going to use solid stone bricks for the tutorial itself though, because that'll make it a lot more easy to follow. So what I'm doing, where I've got one of these template walls, underneath it I'm placing my block, and that means that it goes all the way down to the lowest point. So I'll take out these bits and that carries on. They carry on down there plus that one. This comes out, goes all the way down plus that one, and so on. Exactly like that. All the way around. On a rocky island, it would look really unnatural if all the walls just stopped at the same level. They're going to be going up and down the sides of the island, and you need to be able to see that. And the first thing we're going to do with this first white circle here, we're going to take it up 5 blocks, including the wall. So it looks like that. We're then going to take this orange square up 8 blocks, including the wall level. The light blue area is going to go up 12 blocks. The grey square is going to go up 6. This cyan offshoot is going to go up 11. The magenta rectangle is going to go up 9. This white circle is going to go up 12. And this black circle is going to go up 17. And for now, where we've got green and yellow wall, that's going to come up 5. And now we've got something that looks like this, and we can start to see the shape of our castle come together. The thing with building a castle is you've got to have lots of different shapes all connecting into each other, circles, squares and rectangles. Otherwise, it just turns into a big box. And I'm going to come to this small wall at the front, and right in the middle I'm going to cut out 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks on either side. I'm going to cut out 3, and at the top I'm going to put an upside down step there, and at the sides an upside down step either side, and that's going to be our gate for entrance. So now we've got all the walls and we can start to put that texture in I mentioned. So we're going to put in some mossy blocks at the bottom, towards the bottom, all the way around. We're going to bring in mossy cobble as well to do that. We're not going to go too high with these, although we're going to go higher with this lower wall because we want to be able to get some on the higher walls. We're then going to bring in some normal cobble as well, but we're going to reduce the severity of the blocks. So cobble's got a very strong texture, obviously mossy's got a colour, and as we get further up we're going to use the smoother looking textures, things like andesite and actual stone. So now our castle looks like that. We've got a gradient going from the greeny mossy blocks at the bottom through some more harsh blocks into smooth blocks towards the top with just the slightest mottling of cobble to give it a little bit of texture. And we're going to bring some crenellation along some of these walls, mostly the lower walls. I'm going to put a wall in that corner, a wall in the middle, and a wall at the end. I'm using cobblestone because it's got really nice texture onto it. And then going to get some stone brick stairs and put them upside down between the walls. I'm going to get myself a stone slab, place it at the bottom of each wall. And I'm going to get more stone brick stairs, come around the opposite direction on top of those walls. So we've got something that looks like that, but we've still got a flat surface there. So we need to sort that out. I'm going to get myself an andesite slab and I'm going to place it on top of those. So we've now got a crenellation that slightly raises the sides. And when we put that around the entirety of that first turret, it looks pretty good. We're going to put it around a few more. And now we've got those shapes in, we can bring a little bit more traditional roofing in. So I'm just going to come along the sides with this black stone there, and then also along the top here. And I'm going to create a black stone roof using these blocks here. We're going to come out one forwards, and then on this side we're going to do exactly the same, coming out until we create that entire V shape. Not forgetting to put the stairs upside down to add a little bit of thickness to these ends. And once that standard 12-12 gable is on there, I'm going to put 2 blocks either end like that. I'm going to get myself an upside down step, place it there, an upside down step, place it there, and then I'm going to get 2 slabs at each end, one there and one there, and that gives us a little bit more roof shape. I've included 3 traditionally shaped roofs on this, and I've carved out a little bit of shape where we've got towers coming up through the roofs, like that round tower at the back and the square one at the front. And I just need to build this up the same way as I built up the rest of that wall. And now I've completed those walls literally by bringing the ring around on this one. This is nice and open, so you've got a straight walk through from one place to another, and brought up this little 5x5. I can now add the ends to these gables because we've got holes there, look. So if I bring slabs all the way across underneath those deep slates, and then I get some stripped oak wood, and I place stripped oak wood all the way along there, and then bring stripped oak along there, and then finish it off right there. That makes for a great end. We can take that middle one out and we can turn that into a window. I'm going to do that at the other end of there, and then we've also got these tiny little gable ends here. We're going to do exactly the same thing, 1, 2 and 3, and this time we just fit 3 stripped oak in. And now that's in, I'm going to add crenellation around the edge of this one as well. So walls all the way around the outside. I'm going to put some upside down steps in between the walls right here, all the way around. And on top of those steps, I'm going to place an andesite slab all the way around. And then on top of the walls, we're going to place a step facing outwards. And we can already see this is almost finished in terms of its shape. We still need to put a roof on top of that tall tower and decorate up the walls, but we're nearly there. And for this tower, we're going to make it slightly more complicated. We're going to come down 1, 2, 3 blocks, place an upside down step, and then one up there, making this V shape with these upside down steps. And I'm going to get a cobblestone wall. I'm going to place one there and one there, one in there. Then I'm going to come and place one there, and one there, and similarly on the other side, there, and there. On top of this, I'm then going to place an andesite block, and then I'm going to bring another block on top of that. I'm then going to place andesite stairs there and there. I'm going to place stone brick stairs there and there, and then I'm going to place some andesite blocks there, and similarly on this side and this side, and then a stone brick block in the middle of that as well. So now we've got quite a more decorative edge, and we're going to do that all the way around. And then on this tall tower, we're going to create ourselves a pointed roof. So we're going to place our black stone all the way around like that. And then we're going to go up one more level with our blackstone. And at this point, place a block in all 3 of the corners. This is really for symmetry. You only need 1 block, to be honest, but I do like the symmetry of this. And then you're going to come up 1, 2, 3 blocks all the way around and fill in the gap. Then again, I like the symmetry. Come in each corner on each side and then come up 2 and then fill in that gap. Then come to the center, place a block and go up 2, center, place a block, go up 2, and then let them meet in the middle. Don't fill in that corner one there, just place 1 block right there, don't go up 2. Then come to the center again and go up 2, center, go up 2, and then in that center bit just place 1, and then in the middle here place a block, 1 and 2. Now this is very blocky. We need to break that up because you can see it looks very, very square. So this is where our polished blackstone brick stairs and our polished blackstone brick slabs come in. And also we want to break up this black line. So on top of our andesite block, we're going to place our right way round brick steps, and then we're going to put another one on top of it to create like that line, almost like the roof's being held on, clamped on with that stone. We're going to place another one there and another one there, but we're not going to go up another level with those ones. We're just going to keep it to that 1 level. That's broken up that black line beautifully. It now looks like it's kind of continuous with the roof. We now need to get some steps, and where we've got these straight lines, we want to start breaking up with the steps. So in the middle, place a step. At the end here, break one out and place a step. The end here, break one out and place a step, and it's already starting to change that shape. And repeat that process on every level. And then it really comes down to the taste you have for the size or the shape of your roof. For example, I'm going to take out that block there and that block there, and I'm going to replace that with a step because I think that makes a much nicer shape. So move that out, replace it with a step. I'm going to do that all the way around. And then we can also use some slabs and bring some slabs in. So for example, I'm going to bring a slab in there and a slab in there, and either side of that block, slab in there, either side of that block. And on the very top, I'm going to put a polished blackstone wall just like that. And what that gives us is a really nice rounded spire dome with a point on the top. It's almost Islamic in its feel. If you like a different shape roof, maybe come in faster and then go taller, change it up yourself. We then need to come inside our open roofs and place a floor so as there's an area for people to stand. And we need to do that on every turret. We've then got this inner shape here, and I want to make this continuous with this rounded area. So we're going to take out those bits there, and we're going to continue the floor along like this. I'm going to replace these bits here with actual stone blocks, and that way the floor is continuous. I'm going to take it all the way along and out to this wall. And on these walls, we're going to continue the crenellation that we've got here. Obviously, some walls are not going to allow us to do that, but we're going to place that there and that there, upside down step there, upside down step there, come around the outside, steps the right way round, and then we're going to get ourselves our slab, place a slab there and a slab there, and we'll do that on all the walls all the way around the outside, including this gated wall. So now our false exterior looks exactly the way we want it to. We've got crenellation all the way around, we've got some offset coloured roofs just to give it a bit of contrast, and all in all I think it's looking really good. We do however need to put in plenty of detail. So let's create some window shapes in these rectangles. We'll have a 2-high window there, and I think we'll put a 2-high window in the center of that. We also want some windows here. So if I come under that, 1 block and then 2, and then around the outside, 1 block and then 2. And I'm going to do that on all 4 sides, I think, there, and also that side as well. Over here, I think we can definitely put a window around about there. If we come around the other side, we could put a window, I reckon, there, and also, so that's 2 in from the edge, 2 in from the edge, and also there. We can put windows in this turret here, put a window in there, and a window in there like that. And I think that's probably enough on the window front. Should we put one up here as well? That's looking fab. And we're not putting glass in these windows. We're going to fill those up with some fence posts. I think that just looks a little bit more authentic. And I've placed an upside down spruce stair underneath every window. Now, I love the fact that we've got the gate there, but getting up to it is going to be a little bit tricky, isn't it? So what we're going to do is we're going to take out some of this that I created when I was terraforming and give ourselves an entrance that goes all the way up to that gateway. So I've cut away the slope and created a mud brick staircase, and it's a nice gradual one. So when you come up on the dock here, up you can come, and it's dead easy to get up into the castle. But I do want to change up this little bit of stone here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some spruce planks, and we're going to change these into spruce planks along here like that. This is going to become like a dock area. We'll even put some spruce on either side of this just to give a bit of differentiation. And then as we come out, I'm going to get spruce slab, and we're going to bring spruce slab further out to give us a little bit more extension. Let's get rid of those. Just another level again. And then what we'll do is we'll get some spruce log, and I'm going to place a spruce log there, and that's going to come all the way down as a support. We're going to get a spruce log there, place it up, and then let that come all the way down as another support. And then we'll finally put another spruce log up on the other side here and bring that down as yet another support. So that just looks a little bit more realistic that this dock area is being supported. I think I prefer this looking like that is wood as well. So I'm just going to place some wood here just as some additional support, and I think I'll change that up to mud, and that way that's very clearly the route up. And on this side we'll do it again. That can be mud, that can be the route up there, that can be the route up there, and I think that looks actually quite a lot better. Now we need to detail the outside even more. All of this stone looks really dull. We need to get in some steps, we need to get in some slabs, we need to get in some bushes and some other detail. And also, it's going to be dark at night time. Let's light it up. So I took blocks like andesite, stairs and slabs, stone slabs and cobblestone in both plain and mossy variants, and placed them strategically but naturally around the base of the castle to give a more weathered and natural look to those rocks that we built this outpost on. As anyone that knows me will already expect, I also added a number of leaf blocks as bushes around the outside. This green contrast works so well against the grey stone, and I can take it up those walls to break up those large monochrome areas without losing the effect of ominous walls rising from the sea. It then needed lighting up with lanterns on cobblestone walls to stop mobs from spawning around the outside and spoiling everybody's day. Some light up the walls also makes it easier to see from a distance. Now, all we need to do is complete the floors and the inside. So the external details done, I needed to land my boat on this little tiny jetty and go up inside and start to add some detail on the inside of this castle, because this isn't a big place, but it still needs to be a good place. And I thought I'd start on this wall behind me. We need to get up from this level to the top level. And I thought I'd do this in as simple a way as I possibly could. I'm going to take out those two there, and I'm going to create a platform right there. It kind of extends this out. In fact, what I need to do is make that the same. We're then going to bring these down one little bit at a time until we get all the way to the floor. That's going to give perfect access right on that bottom level. That wall is exactly the right length to be able to come up these stone steps and up to this top level and be able to see out right across the bay. Step one. And I figured these steps would probably want a bit of support, so every two I'm just going to pop in a fence to support those. Underneath I'm going to place some chests and a conveniently secretly placed ender chest just in case you need one once you're in this area. I then need to decide how we're going to get into these different areas here, and I figured we might as well just make a few little doors. This is going to be a nice little small room. If I put a big old double door here, open that up, because this is going to be a larger area joining in with this part up here. We need to be able to access that top level. This is going to work absolutely fine. And whenever you want to place a too high wooden door in, place in a step upside down first, come inside and then place your door. That is so much nicer and so much more effective. And I felt this roof area here was just a little bit messy. The best way to stop something looking messy is just to block it off. But if you block something off, make sure you put a light in, because if you don't put a light in, you're going to regret it later. You're going to get mobs up here and it'll just be all groany. And I figured I'd make this inside area a little bit crafty. So I'm just going to put some benching in, some little benching there, maybe a big bench across here. So we've got some crafting stuff able to go in down the middle. And around this area here, I'm going to do exactly the same by putting a bench in there, a bench in let's say around about there. That gives us a little bit of space, and also a bench that comes around the outside like that. So that's going to look pretty good. I'm also going to put in plenty of things like barrels, just to give a little bit more character. So we put a barrel outside there like that. We're going to put a barrel outside the front like that, and just to add maybe some leaves and also some composters perhaps, just to add some texture around this area. But I am going to put villagers in here, so I don't want to put too many barrels, otherwise it'll end up with a castle full of fishermen. And in spots around the courtyard at fairly high levels, I'm going to put in a fence with a lantern hanging down from underneath. I'm not going to use any chains. I don't want them to dangle too far, but I do want to make sure that we've got light everywhere, and again that we've got no spawning going on. We are down on this dock area. We've got a little bit of storage with chests and barrels. Again, I don't want to overdo the barrels. I don't want loads of fishermen. Inside we've got some green to break up that grey, plus some workstations embedded into the work tables. Here we've got a cartographer's table. We'll bring a villager in against that. We've got a crafting table, obviously that's really important. A little bit of colour again with mushrooms and daisies and flowers. Here we've got another crafting table, plus a crafter fed by a hopper with this chest above that. I thought I'd bring in a little bit of prismarine. That looks pretty. And inside there we've got the light, and now what we need to do is to go inside some of these rooms and make something of this. This is going to be storage, and it's going to look like that. No barrels, because it's just going to make more fishermen. Leaving the storage area and coming around this side, we've got this door which comes into this antechamber. I'm going to do something about that roof again, and come inside here. We've got another chamber that's really interestingly shaped. It's obviously over the front there, and at the back we've got these two little bits. I think this is going to loan itself to a little bit more storage, but this should probably be where we sleep all of our villagers. I think this looks fine, not much detail required, but we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 beds, and I think that should be enough for the population of this place. Also put in a couple of windows. I figured they'd like some natural light in their bedroom. And what I've also done is added a door just between these two beds here, which is going to take you through to this relatively small but very tall room. I'm going to block off that top, but what I am going to do in here is I'm going to turn this into an armory. Complete with a smithing table, I've got a load of different armours on 2 levels up here, some standard, some coloured, and then at the very top, if I come up, you can get up in the ladder, we've got weapons and bows. And we've got this room just outside of the bedroom. This, I reckon, is perfect for where all the workstations are going to go, because I need to make some villagers with some professions so you can trade. And for this room, I don't think we need anything more than that, which brings us to the tower. And I thought what we'd do in here is we'd create a floor around the outside, so as when you're standing on the floor you can look out of the window, and then just create a way to get up to this level. And I'm going to attempt to do that using these slabs and going up one little bit at a time. And what I'm doing is I'm going up, and then I get to this corner a little bit, and then I come out 2, then create an L shape, and I go up, come out 2, create an L shape, and just keep going in that direction. And I think that's come out really beautifully. We've got this straight bit that comes all the way around and then spirals all the way down around to the ground floor. And at the top we're going to build a full enchanting setup. So that's 1, 2, 3 across there. We're going to pop that there, then we're going to place those there and there. That can go there. I'm going to put myself an anvil there and also an anvil there because I can. I'm going to put a chest right next to that anvil that's a double chest so we can access it. I'm going to put my enchanting table right in the center of that. I'm going to place some more bookshelves around like this, another one there, and I think we can then bring bookshelves in over the top. I can then place in a few extra bookshelves like these chiseled bookshelves just to give a little bit of extra texture and somewhere to store your enchanted books from. I think that looks great, which gives us just one big old room left. We come in here. This one's massive, and I figured this looks like it should be some kind of banqueting hall and maybe a throne room, plus a way perhaps to get to the top of that turret. We're going to come inside our hall. We've got a raised dais up there with 2 steps with banners behind them just to make them a little bit more posh, because that's where the posh people sit. We've got a table here where the less posh people sit, and around here we've got a little bit more storage, another table, and this that goes all the way up to the top and out onto our turret. And I've added just a little bit of extra detail on the top, some wood, specifically spruce wood fences, just to give some difference in colour and texture to that. And I've also put in a flag. Flag starts out with some blue wall there, different colours. Then we put some prismarine above and below that lighter blue wall. I quite like the effect that has. It's kind of like a green on blue. Then we've got red nether brick around some red wall, then just some red wall, then just some red nether brick, and just a trapdoor made out of crimson wood. And that, I think, makes a really nice looking flag, especially when you split it up on the flagpole like that. And because we've now got wood and wool on the outside, we're in danger of going up in flames when lightning hits us. So we've got a lightning rod there on top of a nether brick fence on top of our domed roof. And with that, our castle is finished. I think this looks like a fantastic addition to the Avomance world. Remember, you can download this. Details on how you can download it is coming in just a second. What I need to do now is place in my 9 villagers. I'm going to put these in with a villager spawn egg, and I need to be really careful because we are very over barreled, and I want to make sure these villagers pick up the professions that I want them to pick up. So I'm going to try and get one to pick up this cartography profession if I place it right there. Hopefully that's taken the cartographer. Brilliant. 8 more professions to go, so we'll place one chap there, we'll place one there, we'll place one there, we'll place one there, we'll place another one there, and one more right there. They've all taken those different professions. That's perfect. And that gives us 2 more spots for 2 more beds. I'm going to place one in front of that barrel. They become a fisherman, and one in front of this composter right here. I couldn't see it for looking then. And he becomes a farmer. 9 different trades for 9 different professions. I'm also going to be really evil. I'm going to place a villager up on top there as a lookout. I'm going to place a villager up on top here as a lookout. However, this fella might be able to go downstairs and join his mates. And then finally, one on top of here as a lookout, and he can play with the barrel maybe. If you'd like to download this world, all you need to do is become a Redstone patron. That is Redstone patron or above. All the details on how to do that is on avomancia.com. Or if you just wanted to follow this tutorial and make your own, that's all good as well. I'd be really interested to know what differences and changes you've made in your build, so make sure you join my Discord and post in some pictures. I'd really love to see them. Remember to do the likey, subscribey thing that costs you nothing and really helps out the channel. And I hope I'll see you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.